KW-51, a Christmassy nook. I learnt a new medical term this week, the BRAT diet. Banana, rice, apples, toast. Seeing as all four of these are comfortably within the top half of all favourite pirate foods, eating nothing but this quartet for a couple of days was no great hardship. In strongly related news, I am still on the antibiotics. The weather outside was nasty for the most part this week. Further west in Germany, long weeks of low, cold fog are not hugely unusual. We get a lot less of it generally over here in the eastern tips, and it rarely lasts more than a few days. This week was those few days. We might be spared its longevity, but when it comes, it is particularly horrible outside. You come back inside after getting some work done, soaking and frozen to the bone. Temperature-wise, it might not even be that extreme, but it wraps you like a cold, damp blanket, wicking away at your core without a hint of sunshine to replace the stolen energy. The lack of wind does mean, though, that it can get toasty warm inside. Most of the wood that I have inside is from 2 years ago, so it's properly dried out. It burns long and slow, and hot as well, and it is mostly the lack of air movement that means it doesn't all get sucked up out of the chimney. So this week I did spend a bunch of time tidying up inside. I've made a Christmassy nook out of the corner with the stove, and I sawed, chopped and brought inside another 16 wheelbarrows of firewood, giving the new sawhorse a thoroughly good durability testing. This new one has more, stronger and more closely spaced vertical stanchions, which encourage cleaner and more even sawing while holding it all wonderfully tightly in place. So for the first time I've sawn the firewood more or less all to the same length, and the stack by the fire is aesthetic as heck. And it wasn't all murky grey soup outside. Tuesday delighted us with a good 6 hours of clear blue skies and sunshine, giving the chance to charge up the solar batteries to full. And on Wednesday I almost emptied them again through the washing machine, a procedure which gives me great pleasure. Hand washing for years and years is a chore I have been inordinately happy to give up to mechanisation, ever since I got the washing machine and the water pumps all hooked up to the renewables. Talking of Christmas, which I was a couple of paragraphs ago. Anyway, talking of Christmas, at some point yesterday I got a yearning for traditional British foods for Christmas dinner. The sweet stuff. It's still a week away or more, and I did chastise myself for being all hasty. But usually where I might go to some small effort to produce myself a plate of something slightly more interesting than potatoes, beans and tomato. This year I want mince pies and Christmas cake. Fortunately, both of these, and Christmas pud indeed, are mostly dried fruit and alcohol. And I did produce more or less heroic quantities of dried fruit this year, desiccating them in the solar dryer, behind windows, and even in the brand new for 25 air fryer. I've been quite dedicatedly munching on them by the handful for weeks now, and so maybe that's awakened my palate's desire. Or maybe I've lost my place. Or maybe I got hit with some nostalgia stick while I slept. Either way, this week I really hope to find the time to make some traditional Christmas sugary delights. By the time the next chapter rolls into your inboxes next week, we will have come through the winter equinox. I'm very much looking forward to the days starting to creep longer again. It is after the shortest day that the temperatures start to fall quickly, but that's okay. It's also time to start being more productive again. 8 hours of daytime and 16 of night does not produce long and successfully progressive working days, especially in those of us who would really quite like to hibernate the winter away. And I think that might be most of us. And that will be it for this week. So there aren't many photos. I simply didn't do much, and it was quite nice. I got on with some reading and tidying and laundry, so everything was quite small and domesticated. It is the ambition to bake. If the ambition to bake this week actually happens, there will at least be photos of that. I'd better get off to the pigs. They're doing all right. It's as muddy as you like down there, which is fine for pigs, because they like it quite a lot. but they are almost exclusively sleeping and eating these days. Same as most days for a pig, I guess. I'll save the happy Christmases for next week, but this newsletter comes with warm season greetings for you all, and I hope that you are warm and comfortable and near to people you care for. Much piratey love. Your loving Pirate Ben. XO. XO.